Welcome to today's episode of Furniture Industry News on October 18th, 2024. In this episode, we'll dive into the latest furniture sales trends, explore consumer purchasing plans, update you on container rates, and preview an exciting Nearshoring expo. Let's get started with the latest industry insights you need to know. September brought some challenging news for the furniture and home furnishings industry. After a few months of narrowing the gap, we're seeing a widening year-over-year difference in sales. The numbers show that furniture and home furnishings racked up $11.58 billion in adjusted sales for September. This marks a 2.3% decrease compared to the same month last year. It's not just a yearly dip, though. We're also looking at a 1.4% drop from August figures. Despite this setback, it's worth noting that the year-to-date total still stands at $98.511 billion. While this is 5.1% behind last year's pace, it shows the industry is still moving significant volume. These fluctuations remind us of the ongoing challenges and changes in consumer spending patterns that the furniture industry continues to navigate. A recent survey has shed light on consumer purchasing plans in the furniture industry, and the results might not surprise you given the current economic climate. About half of the shoppers surveyed said they're planning to put off some purchases because of inflation and higher prices. This trend is particularly noticeable among younger consumers and those with lower incomes. When it comes to what people are delaying, the top three categories are sofa or sectionals, mattresses, and bedroom furniture. It seems like the big-ticket items are taking the biggest hit. Around a third of consumers said they're pushing back sofa or sectional purchases, while about a quarter are holding off on buying mattresses and bedroom furniture. But here's an interesting twist. Despite the economic pressures, many consumers are still prioritizing quality over price, especially when it comes to sofas and mattresses. More than half of those surveyed said they'd be willing to spend more for a quality sofa, and that number jumps to 70% for mattresses. It looks like comfort and durability are still key factors in these important purchases. So what does this mean for the industry? Well, it suggests that while consumers are being more cautious with their spending, they're not necessarily looking for the cheapest options. Instead, they're looking for value, products that offer quality and longevity, even if it means spending a bit more upfront. Let's dive into some good news for furniture importers. Ocean container rates have been on a steady decline, falling every single week since July. As of now, the average cost for a 40-foot container sits at $3,216. This is a significant drop from what we were seeing earlier this year. Back in July, furniture importers were shelling out up to $7,000 for a container to the West Coast and a whopping $9,000 to the East Coast. Now, while $3,216 might sound like a bargain compared to those summer prices, it's worth noting that we're still not back to pre-pandemic levels. In fact, current rates are still 126% higher than what we saw in 2019. But here's the silver lining. We're 69% lower than the peak rates we saw in 2021. For those shipping to the U.S., rates are still a bit higher, but they're trending downward too. A container from Shanghai to Los Angeles now costs about $4,941, while one to New York runs around $5,609. Both these routes saw drops of 2% and 3% respectively just last week. So while we're not out of the woods yet, this continued downward trend in container rates is certainly a positive sign for the furniture industry. The inaugural Nearshoring America Expo is scheduled for December 9th to 11th in Dallas. This groundbreaking trade show aims to facilitate nearshoring production services for various sectors, including gift, home furnishings, lighting, and fashion accessories companies. The expo will serve as a platform to connect brands and their representatives with carefully vetted factories and supply chain service providers from Mexico and Latin America. It's a golden opportunity for businesses looking to explore nearshoring options and streamline their production processes. One of the highlights of the event will be the presence of 3 prominent pavilions. The Brazilian Chamber of Commerce, Industry, and Services will be there, representing a diverse range of Brazilian businesses. From Mexico, COFOTI, an organization based in Guanajuato, will be promoting international trade opportunities. And for those interested in lighting, Abalux will be showcasing 9 companies representing Brazil's finest in lighting manufacturing and design. In addition to these pavilions, dozens of individual factories and service providers will be exhibiting, offering a wide array of production and supply chain solutions. It's a unique chance to explore nearshoring possibilities and potentially transform your business operations. If you're in the furniture industry and looking to optimize your supply chain, this is an event you won't want to miss. Attendee registration is now open on the Nearshoring America website. That wraps up today's furniture industry news. Stay informed by subscribing to our podcast for regular updates on the latest trends and developments in the furniture sector. Thanks for listening to Furniture Industry News.